Welcome back to the show, everybody. One on Triple the G.O.D live here with you, and well. Yeah, this is a thing. Yeah, that Sega Mega Drive Genesis Mini thing. Well, bravo. Yeah, Uncle Triple got mad trolled, son. Mad trolled. A company mad trolled me on a mini system because, given how this has ended, this is weird. This like the final selection of these games is not only weird, but I kind of feel personally trolled on a level, and trust me, I am going to explain like how I feel trolled, and we're going to get into everything that you need to know about not the final 10 games, but the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of them, and 2 of them need some special explaining. Regardless of that, I'm still here. Like, I've had a day to think about this, like, to absorb all this and to be like, why? You know what I'm saying? Because because before I hit record, I sat down and set everything up for what we're gonna take a look at, and it gave me a chance to re-look at all of this, and I'm just kind of like, wow, cause in this you learn a lot about things and wonder why things are things. There are things about these final 12 games that I don't understand. That like some of this stuff is mad out of left field. Like, there is actually, when I really think about it, one game in particular that is like mad out of left field of where it ended up versus where you think a game would end up if you would do a thing like that. But we gonna get into that regardless of stuff. Let's get the work set up. Let's get the work set up. Let's see, cause I'm still trying to get my bearings, man. So it's a little early in the AM. Let me get a drink. That's a good drink, baby. Water. Feel the soul. So, in this, Uncle Triple has been trolled today on video games on a mini console. We probably should do what we always do and get your girl and mine in the building so that we can take a look at these final 12 games, and then I can explain to you where I am, because let's put this in due perspective. Previously on this show, I got in front of a camera and screamed I'm upset because of Yu Yu Hakusho, right? I'm in a juncture where, number one, some things didn't happen that I kind of expected that didn't. And then the things that happened for what they happened and why. And then those things that you didn't see coming that didn't happen, you kind of like, what the fuck? Something like that. So, I guess what this is going to be is I'm going to work through my feelings as we go through this. Because this is some sort of cathartic release. What this stuff is for me. So it's like, we gonna work through this, because we ain't really got no damn choice here. We gonna work through this and figure out what the hell is going on. We got to. We ain't got no choice, because I've got questions, and maybe going through it with you guys will maybe illuminate some answers for me. Illuminating television, bitch. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's get out here. Ultra duper magic box. Where you at, baby? Ultra duper motherfucking magic box. Here's this magical black screen. So I am going to move me over here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move me over here. I'm gonna put some work in here. So we got ultra duper motherfucking magic box in the building. You in the building. I'm in the building. You know I got the squad. Bethany Janine bringing you his work. Let's just hit play and let's do what it do. So. Now activating the Sega Mega Drive mini games number 31 through 42.exe.
メガドライブミニ本体収録タイトル紹介第4弾コラムス
What you would expect. I'm surprised this game wasn't earlier released.
モンスターワールド4
Everybody in the hood getting Monster World, but you should have been had this on the 360 or PS3.
ダイナマイトヘッディ
We are going to talk about Dynamite Head. We have to talk about this before I'll get into it.
重装騎兵レイノス
AKA Target Earth, man. One of my favorite Sega games. You should get the PS4 version. Really good.
ラングリッサー2
This makes sense. Language are too really big in Japan, especially with their mobile resurgence and all that.
アリシアドラグーン
Man, this is a throwback classic right here, though. I'm like, we all getting this here, so you'll be able to get what you need.
ロードラッシュ2
This is surprisingly exclusive to this version of this thing. We'll talk about it.
スラップファイト
Oh, made by these folks at Toy Plan. You know what I'm saying? You may know some of their stuff. Don't worry about it.
スノーブラザー
And
ズ
more Toy Plan stuff with Slow Brothers, Nick, and Tom. Didn't see this coming in any way. We'll talk about it.
ロードモナークと
Yeah,
ことん
Lord
戦
Monarch,
闘伝
another
説
strategy RPG. You know Japan loves these things, so you know.
ダライアス
We are going to talk about this because we need to get some fortune. We'll talk about it.
テトリス
And we got to talk about this for a reason. Because, actually, let me pause this. Do you see the release date on this? And also for Darius, let me rewind it to Darius. Just to give you a little bit of what we're going to go through in a minute, right? Both Darius and Tetris are actually new quote-unquote ports, because Darius is a thing that we definitely need to discuss, because there are some things that you really need to know about this. And Tetris, the simple answer is this isn't quite the Mega Drive version that came out in Japan forever ago, but a version of an upgraded port based off the System 16, which is the arcade version. But we'll get a little bit more into that later, but I want you to know that, because we're going to talk about Tetris for a reason. Like, cause just to get into some speculation about the future of this franchise, given what it recently be. So, just don't worry about it. Let's finish this trailer.
メガドライブ
Actually, I needed a screenshot, internet, don't mind me.
とともに時代を歩んだ全ての人に届けたいメガドライブミニ9月19日発売
Sega. You can bring it back from there. Hey, give me a second. I gotta pull up some work. Give me a second. I gotta make sure this is all set up. We are done with this. Thank you, Ultra Duper Duper Movie Magic Box, for putting in this work. I appreciate it, dog. Always holding down the streets. Let me just take a look and let me make sure that everything is good, golden like. Okay, I'll move that back. You know what? We'll just click on that when we, we'll leave it there. We'll do that, and we'll talk about this badass boy. We'll talk about this badass boy before we get up out of here. So, with all of that being said, Google mother up and Chrome, where you at, baby? Google motherfucking Chrome. I am in the bottom. Okay, because I'm looking at, I'm over here. Like, I'm looking at the joint. I got the other screen over here. You know what? Let me see. I think I'm gonna move me closer to the top. Don't mind Uncle Triple. I'm gonna move me closer to the top as soon as I want to actually click on something. Yeah. I think I'm better suited. Let me double check. Let me take a look and see what it looks like for y'all. You know what? Yeah, I'm good right there. I'm good right there. I'm good right there. So we good. Let's focus. Well, I'm glad I clicked on this because I didn't know this, but they spelled the game as Road Rush in the HTML. This is me. We not getting this in the America KKK, and I'm kind of like, why? Like, here's the thing. Legitimately, honestly, I never knew this game had an audience in Japan. You couldn't have told me this, and I wouldn't have believed you. But I kind of have to either believe you now, or that They couldn't find another game to put instead of Road Rash 2. And I don't get it. I'm like, given what we are going to end up with, I'm kind of like, there are a couple of games that we ended up getting that you could have easily replaced with this video game and no one would care. Like, literally, like, you can take some of them games that we got in our final 10 minus Tetris and Darius and replace one of them and it would not be missed. And Road Rash would probably be a lot better in there, but I don't make these executive decisions. I just make videos on YouTube questioning your executive decisions. So here is me questioning your executive decision because what the fuck? I don't get it. I don't. Let's not pretend that I do because I do not. This is Lord Monarch. You know what I'm saying? A throwback classic, you know what I'm saying, for all of my Japanese fans. This game's pretty popular over in Japan from what I understand. So, again, like, this thing on the Mega Drive Mini is filled with tactical RPGs. And Lord Monarch is a very good one, you know what I'm saying? It does a good job. I played this years ago, played a little bit of it. And enough to remember that, oh, this is what it is. You may want to do your research on this because there's some special people who made this game and went on to make some future crack. I'm not going to tell you. That's your homework assignment. We talked about this when we watched the trailer. Land Grissor 2. If you gonna put a Land Grissor on, probably Land Grissor 2 is probably the one you want. Because that's the one that everybody in Japan loves. And there's a reason why. Because this game is really, really fucking good. For a strategy RPG to be really, really, really fucking good, this is a really, really fucking good one. So, yeah, I see your point. And given, like I said, Land Grissor, you know what I'm saying, is doing this thing in the mobile space right now. And by doing this thing, is by sitting up here taking everything Fire Emblem and exploiting waifus to an nth degree. But you gotta respect it. It is what it is. Let's see what we got next. I said this in the damn trailer. At this juncture, in the year 2019, if you ain't played this video game, what the fuck wrong with you? I'm not saying that to judge you as a person, but I'm just saying this is probably one of the best video games to ever exist ever. And I was so glad that when this came out as part of the Monster World collection back last generation, that a lot of people got the opportunity to experience this. Just know, like I said, we're going to go over what we getting in the hood. We are getting this. Thank God. I'm like, if this was one of the games that got shafted for what we ended up getting, I might be a little feely type of way. But since the work was already done, why the hell not? Done by the people who are putting this collection together for you. So, you know what I'm saying? For a way for them to jump what it is that they've done. I'm like, yo, Monster World 4 is crack. And if you have not played it yet, you have plenty of opportunities. From my understanding, the Monster World collection is backwards compatible on the Xbox One. So you could buy it, easily play it on that. I'm like, Monster World 4 is also part of that Sega collection on Steam or whatever. So there are like 50 million ways, including waiting for this thing to come out, to get your hands on one of the best video games ever. Don't make no more excuses. Go play you some Monster World 4, bro. That's all I'm putting out there in the streets for you. Okay. See, I am going to hold this thought for later because there is a game that is a part of all the collections that I am questioning. But we need to talk about one of my favorite games on the Sega Genesis, Dynamite Headdy. Well, this version of it. This version. Do you hear the word that I'm saying? This version of this video game. I don't know what your American version is, and I don't want it. That should tell you everything you need to know. The Japanese version and the English version are two different video games. As far as I'm concerned, you should never, ever, 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 ever play the American version of Dynamite Headdy. It's a thing you do not do. You don't. What you do, though, is you go find the MIJT translation of this version of Dynamite Headdy and you enjoy it. See, can't wait for this thing to get hacked because I will immediately replace whatever garbage we're getting with the MIJT translation and that will make me a happy panda. So, this version, this is what you want. There's an American version. You know about it. Now it's your job to pretend it doesn't exist. That is what you do because This is the superior version of this video game, and I've got something to say, but I've got to hold my tongue, so I'm going to do that. We talked about this in the trailer. Slap Fight Mega Drive, made by the folks at Toy Plan. Now, here's what you need to know. This is a port of an arcade game, right? It's technically 2 games in one, just so you know. Slap Fight, the port of the arcade game is here, and Slap Fight MD, which is this remix version with music by your god and mine, Yuzo Koshiro, which is probably all you really need to know. It's a great shmup. I enjoy it. I enjoy playing Slap Fight Mega Drive over playing the arcade version. That's just because I have more familiarity with playing this version through emulators and things like that. It's a great shooter. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. And if they really want to really touch a shmup for real, other than, than the Thunder Force we already have, Slap Fight MD is a great choice. I really think there are things that there are other choices that be made, but at the end of the day, that Japan is getting Slap Fight MD, like, yo, you can't lose with that. 2 games in one, so you know what I'm saying? You can't lose. And shout out to Toy Plan, you know what I'm saying? You may know their work from people that branched off from them after, you know what I'm saying, they ain't been a company. Have you ever heard of companies like Cave or Rising or Aiding? I'm just putting that out there just for you, just to let you know, because speaking of Toy Plan, you know what I'm saying, we got Snow Brothers Nick and Tom. Now, I'm kind of questioning this, and I'm not questioning it in the way that you think that I am. Is that I guess this is just a game that I guess if you get Slap Fight MD, you gotta include Snow Brothers again. I don't know the popularity of this game as a port in Japan. I just know it as a great arcade game that is really fun, with a sequel that, while great, I question, because when I really think about this, because allow me to say this, is that sequels to game like this, and the game that I'm really thinking of is Joe and Mac, where that sequel just became this / Bubble Bobble or whatever. I don't know what people were thinking, because Caveman Ninja was what it was, and it didn't need to become that, but I guess I'm getting a little bit off topic. But again, this is just one of those games, when I looked at this list, I kind of had to question this inclusion, because again, I don't quite know, like, what popularity is for a port of a video game to a Sega Mega Drive. I don't know. So it's like, are you just including this because it's just like, you got Slap Fight MD and we need to fill in the blank? We have Toy Plan here. Let's just get Snow Brothers. And no. But this port is really special because it has a port of an arcade game that you get some bonus stuff after you beat the game. So it has something special, but the majority of the Snow Brothers ports do. But this is the most fully featured port of the game with the most that you get out of it. So if you ultimately decide to hack your joint, you know what I'm saying, for all my American KKK fam, you should get this. It's a really good game that you can play with a buddy or a wife or whatever it is you get down with. Ah, yeah. See, oh wow, they typed in Target Earth. I like it. I like that. I see you. See, I know I've talked about, like, secret favorite video games. You want to know what's one of my secret favorite video games? Target fucking Earth. Because I'm like, for a game that is what it is, I never quite ever understood why I love this game the way that I do. And even for having a PS4 remake, I still don't know. It's just something that I just love, and I don't question why I do. It's a game that has a lot to offer anybody who wishes to explore. I'm like, I really think that the PS4 remake is just something of beauty. And you should also, in there thinking about that PS4 port, you should play Gunhound EX, because that's probably one of the best kept secrets in the universe, and I just released that on the internet. Go play Gunhound EX, bro. Thing is, if we talk about the Assault Suit series in general, you know what I'm saying, you got Assault Suit Valken. You probably know that game on the Super Nintendo as Cybernator. You know what I'm saying, you have the sequel to this game. You have the PS2 version, which we don't talk about. Well, we could talk about it, but it's a game that you put in a PS2 and it kind of works. That's it. That's literally all I can say about the PS2 version, and all I will say. You put it in the PS2 version that some bitch plays, and then you play it, and then you realize that honestly, the truth is not the thing that you love, but you love it anyway because that's what you're supposed to do. I love me some Assault Sublinos. I love Target. I really do. It's like I remember like the first time I played, because I played this game as a kid. I played this game as a kid not knowing what it was, and then reading a magazine, being reminded of what it was, then being able to get in the emulator and then remember like, oh, I remember this when I was a kid, and then over the years being able to really grow with the game and really like understand like its intricacies and what makes it fun. It's like it's something that something that you're not going to discover on like your first, second, third, fourth, because I'm trying not to make this a Assault Sublinos love in, but let me just say this. There is a lot to this video game. There is a lot to this video game that probably purposely the game is really cryptic about. And it's really cryptic about that to really encourage you to play the game over and over again. Get a walkthrough. Get a walkthrough. There are things that you will probably never understand about Assault Sublinos unless you read a walkthrough of it. So I'm just putting it out there. So I love this video game. Snugglies, and you should play this game because of Snuggles or whatever. Let's just get out of here so I can talk about this game forever. All right, what we okay. If there is a Sega game you are going to put on your collection, this would be that one. Like I said, given what this collection is and was, let me take a drink. Put this to this side. One over here. Anyway, if there's a game that should be in this collection, it is this. It is one of my favorite games, period. It's a game that I have always enjoyed because I remember when I was a kid trying to understand that this ain't Tetris. Because it took me a while because it's like, because one of the first games I got with my Sega Genesis was a pack that had this in it. So it's like playing it and trying to like really like literally understand like what this game is trying to do. And once you understand it, you really get it. Its sequels are, I don't want to say better, but as Columns evolves, it becomes not quite this anymore, but quite this. So if you play this ultimately because let's just say this, if you play this and you really enjoy what it is that you're playing, explore what comes after this. You won't hurt yourself in doing so, but it's one of my favorite games, period. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a top 100 this in there somewhere. Game's that good. Just putting it out there. No love fest to this. You know what I'm saying? No love fest to this. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, we went through everything. So yeah, that thing. I get to say that for us because I've got questions. But anyway, one of the Sega Genesis's best kept secrets, Alicia Dragoon. Like, I don't really know how to explain what this game is, other than it is an action game. That's probably all I would ever need to do to explain to you what this game is. This game is deep on accidental purpose. That's all I can really say about a game that I've had the pleasure to experience. Like, this game is good when you sit up here and think that it probably shouldn't be. And I've actually heard people say this, like, this game has no business being as good as it is, but it's good as it is. There is a lot of subtlety to Alicia Dragoon, and that's really all I can really say about it, because this is just one of those things that no matter how much I can sit up here and love on this for 20, 30 minutes, because I can, and trust me, I can do that. There's a lot to Alicia Dragoon that can only be understood if you play it. It's just one of those games, because it's like there are just games in this world that No, a review could never truly get over the experience without you experiencing it. Alicia Dragoon is one of those games because of its systems and how the game works. Is something you have to be there with to really like understand what it is that it's trying to push forward and pursue to you, the player. I really think that's all I can really say. So we getting this in the hood. So it'll be interesting to see people's first interaction with a game like Alicia Dragoon with it being what it is. So yeah, Alicia Dragoon, you should go play that shit like right now. Like after this video, not right now, but after the video, you should go play. Yeah, you should. Yeah, do that. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this. I have been waiting half an hour to talk about this. Let's be for real here. Okay. There are questions that don't have anything to do with this, but I have questions now. Let's start with the thing you should know. Like I said when we watched the trailer, this is not actually the Sega Mega Drive version of Tetris that came out forever ago. This is M2 the Gods putting in God level work and doing a new port based closely more on the System 16 version. So yeah. But the thing is that again, M2 is very familiar with this game because there was this series called the Sega Ages 2500 on PS2. I'm gonna keep it there. But here's the question though. Scroll down for a minute. This is an official Tetris product. Here is where I'm sitting right now, right? Given we got this, given the sub-license for Tetris 99, which I was supposed to make a video on that during that weekend where they released that if you got 100 points, you got that Game Boy skin or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I might talk about it. Just sit down for a couple minutes, man, hook up the Switch and the capture card and just sit up here and say like how Tetris 99 is crack cocaine, because it totally is. Here's the thing. You know what? Yeah, I think it's better if I tell the story versus just saying the thing. Okay. About I'd say let's just say a month because I don't quite remember. Arica had a poll or whatever. Not a poll, but a survey. Yeah, that's the word. That's survey. Poll and survey are two different things. A survey about what you want to see. I quickly was like, yo, where that Tetris the Grandmaster at, dog? Because given this information, is that it is a crying shame that you can only play one Tetris the Grandmaster game legally and you need a Japanese Xbox 360 to play the sumbitch. That's an issue. Literally an issue. Like, for real, swear. The thing is, understanding also, and this is important, that the Tetris license is a weird license to try to acquire. And it has passed hands from generations to generations or some shit. Given that Tetris the Grandmaster is a giant derivative of the game we are currently staring at, and this is important to understand because yes, Tetris the Grandmaster has its basis in what this game was to Japan, because this is Japan's version of Tetris. What the hell do they? I'm like, they have the Game Boy version, but if you ask any person who played Tetris back in the day, this is their Tetris. The System 16 arcade version was their Tetris, and a lot of games that come out Tetris in Japan are really based around the feel of what this Tetris is as people experience it for the first time, because it's not quite Game Boy Tetris, it's not quite Tetris whatever. It is this right here, and that game is Tetris Effect that I was trying to do. I need to play that, by the way. I was trying to get a copy for the missus. She loved that VR shit. But anyway, anywho, the point is that you've really got to wonder if these sub-license, if the Tetris company are just sitting up here just throwing out sub-licenses like candy, can Orica get the license and we can get this on something? Because, again, there is only one legal version unless you go out here and go buy an arcade version or an arcade board to play it. You can only play it on the Japanese 360, and I don't ever think that game is coming to Xbox Live backwards compatibility ever. Like, that's another conversation. We can't have that right now. We can't have it. We won't. Just know, with Tetris throwing out the sub-license, anything is possible. It's possible. No song interludes here. It's very possible of what could literally pop out. That's all Uncle Triple is saying right now. So I'm just putting out the good feelings, putting out the good feels, because if Tetris, if not only do we get all the Tetris the Grandmaster game, but from what I heard, they tested the Grandmaster 4 was pretty done before they canceled it, because I don't know why. They get that license, oh man, you could imagine what that can do. And I think about this in a broad perspective. What having perfect arcade versions of the Tetris the Grandmaster games could do for the Tetris community who love those games, so they ain't gotta sit up there and carry around full arcade board. Because remember that moment when, you know what I'm saying, GDQ made the streets actually care that Tetris existed? That was a thing. And that was probably a good time to strike while that iron. It's like, at this juncture, given that we are about to transition into the next generation of video games or whatever, it's the perfect time now. It's a little bit less lax or whatever. And given that we are not in the Xbox 360 of your game has to be 35 megabytes or less anymore, we should really, you know what I'm saying, there are games that on the Xbox 360 that can literally use a re-release for real on the Xbox One. So I know I'm just babbling a little bit, but I have been waiting to say that. And I probably could have made a whole video saying this one thing, but since we are here talking about it, maybe I will make a video about that one thing when it comes out, because I have hope. So it is what it is. Let's get out of here. I mean, actually, yeah, let's just get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, a real Porter Trigger Hard Excelica would be nice, and a non-cut down version of Soul Calibur would be wonderful. Anywho, let's talk about this bad motherfucker right here. Let's talk about this. Yeah. We gonna take a look at it. I just had to move it. Look. How do I talk about this, right? For real. Like, how do I talk about this? Because if this is what the internet claims it is, then I am happy in a way that is feel good. Because see, what the internet is currently talking about when it comes to this port of Darius, which is this special port, is, I remember a couple of years ago just being on the internet, and I found the video of somebody made a homebrew port by someone by the name of Hidecade, and I saw it, I was like, yo, this look hella sick, and didn't hear anything else about it. It's like the thing wasn't that he just made it for his own personal use, showed it out, and didn't want to like distribute it or anything or whatever, and that was their choice to do, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want strange people in black suits knocking on your door like, what you want? You trying to tell our stuff, boy? We gonna run up on your ass? Nah, you don't want that. But I wanna show you this, man. Shout out to Nintendo Life, because this was a story that originally Kotaku broke. You know what I'm saying? And they sat up here and they got a word right back from Sega stating that the port that is on here is not based off Hidecade stuff, but it's something M2 is doing. But however, sometime in the midst of this, like right when it got announced, Hidecade like wiped out everything in relation to it. So maybe M2 reached out, and maybe because he had to license it, maybe he had to get rid of all the stuff. We don't know. It's still a work in progress of trying to get the actual true story. But if they sitting up here really licensing and got an M2 to touch up the work, oh my god, that's next level. Next level. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit because I want to do it. Because here it is. Here's the comparison. This is the Heated version right here. This is the Heated version, and here is the one that's on the Sega Mega Drive Mini, right? That look pretty the same. It's like there are some subtle differences in color and things like that, but that look pretty the same to me. That look pretty the same. So I don't quite know what's going on here, but I'm hoping that we get some answers about this pretty soon, because I want to know, right? I want to know, like, what's the deal with this thing, because this is a thing that deserves answers. And again, if they got Heated work and you got M2 sitting up here who know everything about everything, hell, the Giga Drive is like an amazing thing. And I'm thinking that even though that the Giga Drive was used to make all those 3D classics or whatever, it wouldn't surprise me if the Giga Drive is powering this, because from what I'm understanding is this is a 32 meg video game for the Sega Genesis, stretching out what the Sega Genesis could literally do, like, for real. Because here's something you should know. Darius 2, or Sagaya, depending on where you live. I don't really get why you would name it that shit, but that game ran on an 8 meg card. Just to put in perspective, that the port of the original game is getting a card that's getting a ROM that is 4 times bigger than the sequel got actually when the game was released for realsies. That's a lot of math. Think about that. But I just wanted to show you guys this just because I just wanted to just touch on this, because that's amazing if true. That's amazing to know that you could do such good work that the gods like, yo, man, we'll get the legalese taken care of for you, man. We'll get you the shine you need. This, man, yo, they might have just landed them a job for the rest of their life. That's wild to think about. But, yo, we live in a world where Sonic Mania exists, so it just is what it is. That's all I can really say about that. So, now that I've said all that I said about that, before we get to us, I just wanted to let y'all know that the Asian version got a small little difference. Shining Force 2. I don't understand why they would get Shining Force 2 and Japan don't, but I just wanted y'all to know that. In other news, they also get Strider, but we're getting that too, but we'll just click on it for giggles and shits. But, yeah, so they get Strider, and they also get Shining Force 2. So let's put together what we've exchanged here. We have exchanged. Let's take a look again one more time for the HUD. Oh, we can close this now. All right, chill, baby, chill. So let's see. Let's just run it. Let's run it. So I think they get So Shining Force exchange for what? Oh yeah, Dynamite Hetty and Lord Monarch. Yeah, they don't get Dynamite Hetty. That's kind of weird. That Dynamite Hetty. Yeah, they don't get Dynamite Hetty and Dynamite Hetty and Lord Monarch. So in exchange for that, I'm like, yo, they made out pretty good by getting the majority of Japanese stuff, but then getting Shining Force 2. Like, yo, that's legit. Like, that is literally legit. Let's just go through this one more time, man. Golden Axe, The Story of Thor, Super Shinobi, Champion Edition, Daimai Kamura, Tantar, Mega Q, Yu Yu Hakusho, Phantasy Star 4, Rockman, Mega World, World of Illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Like, yo, this is legit, dude. Like, yo, when you really sit up here and really take a look at what they're getting, like, I'm like, yo, that's it. That's it. I'm just scrolling through because I just wanted to just sit up here and just make sure that, I just want to just sit up here. I just want to just show this one time for the hood. You know what I'm saying? So, because, they getting, like, combinations of stuff because, let me see. I'm going to see something because, they don't get Monster World for some reason. So, what did they gain? What did they lose? Oh, Mega Q. So they traded out Mega Q. They traded out Mega Q for that. Oh shit! What? Oh, okay. You know what? I'm glad I checked this because see, I did not know that. Wow. Wow. For real? Okay, so, alright. I'm glad I checked this because, see, that shows I haven't been doing my due diligence. And that's cool. Because I had my questions about this. So, let's go back down to the bottom. See, I'm glad we here now. Because I had my questions about that. Let me see. They don't get Wrestle Ball, but they get Outrun 2019. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you so far. I see you block. I didn't see Rent a Hero in here. So they dropped Rent a Hero for what? Let me see. They dropped Rent a Hero in exchange for what? They dropped Rent a Hero for Comic Zone. Alright. They dropped Rent a Hero for Comic Zone. They get Sonic 2. Everybody gets that. We got Sonic 1, but they only got Sonic 2 for some reason. Oh, they still get Wrestle Ball. So they still get Wrestle Ball. It's just up further. Sword of Vermilion. I don't think the Japanese got Sword of Vermilion. So there's that. Let me see. So they got the 12 pack. They got Contra. Landstalker. Oh, they get, man, I think that, man, the Asian version murdering shit right now. That, man, that's fucked. Damn, man, Alest is on this month. Oh my god, this is sick. Man, I'm getting me an Asian version because they're fruit. Because, let me see, do they get, they don't get Dino Brothers 2, but they get, I was wondering, because I was about to sit up here and literally say something about how Alien Soldier was weirdly completely missing. But the Asian version of this thing gets Alien Soldier and no one else does it. And I'm like, why? I'm like, given this information, why? The fuck is this? This is insanity. Are you really sitting up here telling me that the console, the mini version this should have been on didn't get it? We get a whole bunch of garbage, but the Asian version gets Alien Soldier. I trade 10 of those games on Android for this one because it's Alien Soldier. One of the best games in general ever, period. The end. Wow. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, man. That's hella dumb. So, they don't get stuff like Dino Brothers and the Hybrid Funk, but they get Alien Soldier. They get Alien Soldier, both Sonic 1 and 2. This murdering. They get time. Or this is Puyo Puyo 1? Yeah. This is. So they get Puyo Puyo 1 and 2. Because I swear I saw it at the bottom. I want to make sure. Yeah, they get both. What the fuck? Oh, man. I know which one I'm getting now. They get. They get Monster. They get Monster World. They get what the hell? What Man, this is murder in the game. This is murder, legit. Like, this is murder, man. This murder legit. Like, you gotta be kidding me. The Asian version is looking to win the day, dog. Why? Puyo Puyo 1 and 2, Alien Soldier, Shining Force 2, man, what the, man, hell no. They don't get, they get Word of Illusion, Landstalker, Sonic 1 and 2. They get Wrestle Ball still. I am done here. The Asian version wins. Like, it's understandable why they wouldn't get Yu Yu Hakusho. But when you tell me this got Bo Puyo Puyos out here, we replacing some Japanese stuff for Outrun 2019. They got Sword of the Vermilion. They get 2 Shining Forces. They get Contra the Hardcore. This is insane. Like, they get Musha Last Dog. What the fuck, man? Okay. I was okay for this, now I'm upset again. I am literally upset. I'm upset. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. I need some water. Cause fuck. Everything you stand for, like, this some bullshit. I am angrily upset right now. Why? See, this is why we are live TV. I pulled this up and I'm so glad I didn't scroll down. I'm so glad that you can get my live reaction to this. Because this, look, they get the best of everything. They get Lano's Columns, they get Strider, they get Slap Fight, they get Roll Rash, they get Shining Force 2, Landgress of Monster World. You get all the Sega joints. You get Golden Axe, The Revenge of Shinobi, Puyo Puyo 1, Phantasy Star, Monster World. This is crazy as hell. What? And they get Alien Soldier. I'm sitting up here wondering, because we gonna still get into what we getting, about where the hell Alien Soldier is. It's right here. It's right here. This bullshit. I am angry. I am not happy right now. I am going to import this so hard. Like, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Wow, this is crazy. Well, the Asian version wins because, anywho, yeah. Let's take a look at this, because this is the thing. So, in exchange for all the Japanese stuff we're getting Virtua Fighter 2, the Dynamite Heady version I told you to not play. We get Strider, we get Kid Chameleon, a decent game. This is Light Crusader. You might be wondering, yo, Uncle Triple, Light Crusader? I've never heard of this game before. A lot of people haven't. You want to know why? I'm kind of like here after taking a look at an Asia Mega Drive Mini and they get Alien Soldier. You know who made Light Crusader? Some folks called Treasure. So this thing got Treasure's Classics on the Genesis. No one else gets Alien Soldier but the Asian version of this thing, and we get Light Crusader. I want to know whose idea was this so I can slap you across the head, because what were you thinking, bruh? Like, Light Crusader, I played Light Crusader, and it's like, I played it and I didn't quite understand it, so my thoughts on it are a little but when you know that the Asian version gets one of the best action games of all time in Alien Soldier, and we get stuck with Light Crusader, I'm upset. I don't even get this. This makes 0 sense. I'm just like, the fuck? Like, why? Get this off. Get it going. What is this? Oh, you can scroll. Oh, you can scroll through the boxes. And wait a minute, we get one less. Hold up, let me do that math again because. So and then even that we get one at the end of the day we get one less. Hold on, cause we take a look at this. So yeah, so on top of getting Light Crusader and Kid Chameleon and stupid versions of Dynamite Heady and the not Sega CD version of Eternal Champions, we get one less video game. Let me ask you a question, Internet. Who wants to play the Sega Genesis version of Virtua Fighter 2? The answer is nobody. No one wants to play this. Why is it here? Oh man, this is like, I don't know. And I do not. So we get one less game. And we get Light Crusader instead of Alien Soldier. Eternal Champions because, well, I guess you didn't want to go get Mortal Kombat. And Kid Chameleon, which is a great game actually. It's something very special about Kid Chameleon. I ain't gonna say no bad words. I enjoyed me some Kid Chameleon, but Light Crusader over Alien Soldier. I'm like, I know it's some people in Japan been upset for like 2 weeks. Like, this thing got Treasure's greatest hits. And I am surprised that the Japanese version didn't get Alien Soldier. We don't get Road Rash, which you could easily, well, I don't know, take Virtua Fighter 2 out and no one will miss it. I'm like honestly, you could probably take out Virtua Fighter 2, and I'm just saying this just from thinking from an American standpoint. You could take Virtua Fighter 2 out when nobody think nothing about it. I'm like, as much as I love Alicia Dragoon, there's probably people out here complaining, why is this game even in here? It's like, no one wants to. I'm like, the thing is, no casual person don't know like me why the U.S. version of Dynamite Heady is a shitty version of a video game. I'm like, Strider, for everything that it does to be a port of an arcade game, it's kind of like, well, fine, whatever. Like, again, when you sit up here and look at this, knowing that we get short of the game, knowing that we get stuck with Virtua Fighter 2, and we get stuck with Virtua Fighter 2 and Light Crusader, dog. I'm like, the thing is, the Sega Genesis version of Eternal Champions isn't really that fucking good. So, again, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I am flabbergasted right now. Asia wins. Like, they get the best of everything other than not having Yu Yu Hakusho. The Asian version of this gets everything and none of this fluff. Like, I'm serious and I'm saying this live. Ain't nobody checking for the Sega Genesis version of Virtua Fighter 2. I'm still looking for a perfect recreation of Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown on a current generation console. And we sitting up here and I'm looking at this Sega Genesis Mini. We get Virtua Fighter 2. No one wants this. Nobody. Find me somebody who actually wants Virtua Fighter 2 on this thing. Like, for real. Like, I'm like, again, and I'm saying this as a person who appreciates what Virtua Fighter 2 on the Sega Genesis is. If I want to play Virtua Fighter 2, I can play Virtua Fighter 2 inside of Yakuza if I really want to play Virtua Fighter 2 that fucking badly. I'm serious as I say this because get Virtua Fighter 2 out of here, trade me Light Crusader for Alien Soldier, and figure out that blank space. I'm surprised again. We in America and in Europe don't get Road Rash, but the Japanese version does. But the Japanese version don't even get Alien Soldier. What kind of world is this? Like, this is crazy as hell. I don't know. I don't get it. And I'm just like, we everybody gets the special work. But let's review this real quick, you know what I'm saying? Sonic Spinball. I'm like, because I'm looking at this and I want to say this because somebody got in the comments and hollered about how like Vector Man was like this important video game that was supposed to be like this Donkey Kong Country analog. Here's the truth. I think Vector Man's a good game, but nobody remembers Vector Man for being some Donkey Kong Country like thing. No one does. People say Vector Man is Vector Man. Donkey Kong Country is the game that changed the game, and Vector Man is just a game. Just putting that out there. I'm just like, Sonic Spinball, I'm like, you could do without that. Again, I'm glad we getting Special Champion Edition, because I called that from the streets in Mega Man. The Wily was, I'm like, we get Golden Axe, everybody gets Phantasy Star, everybody gets Beyond Oasis, Ghouls and Ghosts and all that, Contra Hardcore and Landstalker, Sonic 2, and we get Sonic 1 and 2, and so does the Asian version for some reason. I'm like, weirdly enough, one of the things I thought was gonna be pure money that we didn't get, that you could easily replace Virtual Fighter 2 for, was Quackshot. I am literally still surprised we didn't get Quackshot. We still get to the end of this thing. We get Shinobi 3. Everybody else gets Revenge of Shinobi. So whatever. Everybody gets Thunder Force 3. Gunstar Heroes, Alien Beast. Everybody get Comic Zone, Toe Jam and Earl, Echo the Dolphin, Space Harrier 2. Shining Force and things like that. And, we can't give you real Puyo Su, so we'll give you Dr. Robotics Mean Bean Machine, and, no one's really going to give shit. I went from, this is going to be a happy video, to back to I'm pissed off. I want me an Asian Mega Drive Mini like yesterday, because this. This is, and I ain't used this word in forever, this is garbaggio in comparison to the thing we just looked at. Again, like I say, ain't nobody checking for Virtua Fighter 2. I'm like, my thing is that I want to know who the hell makes these decisions, because nobody checking for Virtua Fighter 2, bruh. I'm just saying, I don't know who I heard in the streets checking for Virtua Fighter 2. Uncle Triple ain't one of them persons. I'm not checking for Virtua Fighter 2 on the Sega Genesis. Like, I own it on multiple consoles. Arcade perfect versions. The Sega Saturn version, for God's sakes. I'm like, I own multiple video games where I can interact with a world, where I can go to arcade in this world and go play the arcade perfect version of this video game. And yet, somebody thought it was a good idea to include this as a game as a part of this collection, and then short us one video game on top of that. I can't wait for the streets to play Alicia Dragoon, one of my favorites. I'm like Columns. I'm like, yeah, you get that in there. Nobody's going to do the work to get the Japanese version of Dynamite Headdy in there, so you can ignore it. I'm like, again, if we going to get Treasures Classics in here, we get Dynamite Headdy and we get Light Crusader, but we don't get Alien Soldier. I could go around and around with this, because I'm not going to stop being pissed off about this. Because I stare at this and it's like, honestly, for real, I understand why Eternal Champions kind of has to be here. But again, this is in a Sega CD mini, so you don't get the better version of this video game. Everybody deserves to play Monster World. I'm not questioning that. I'm like, Kid Chameleon, like, you could have announced that a lot earlier and we could have had a thought about that. Strider is Strider, but it's like, we get shorted a video game. We get a game that I'm like, it wouldn't surprise me if they come back before this and say, yo, Roll Rash on her, and they just couldn't work it out in time to put the box here or something. I don't know, but this is the best of everything. Like, I'm like, Outrun 2019, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate it as a game. I'm like, Outrun has been done better, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to see an arcade port of Outrunners, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause the Sega Genesis version got some damn good music. I love that title screen. But I wonder if that's something that M2 is working on for the Sega Ages or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping that Japanese version of Power Drift is one of those things that gets ported to the Switch, because I gotta get me a Japanese 3DS. I've been working on that for a while just to play that one video game, because it's not a part of the archive or the reprint archives, but it is what it is with that. But look at this. I'm like, Wrestle Ball, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like Space Harrier 2, they get the 12 pack, they get Contra the Hardcore, Streets of Rage 2, World and Castle of Illusion, Landstalker, Super Fantasy Zone, Sonic 1 and 2, Musha, last for fucking God's sakes. I'm like, Thunder Force 3, one of the greatest Sega Genesis games of all time. They get the story of Thor, they get Rockman Mega World, they get Tantar, they get Phantasy Star 4, Puyo Puyo 1, Monster Boy, Wonder Boy 5 and Monster World, Golden Axe, one of my favorite video games of all time, the Super Shinobi, Damakai Mora, they get Land Grifter, Monster World 4, Shining Force 2, Road Rash 2, Slap Fight, Snow Brothers Nick and Time, Alicia Dragoon, Strider Columns, Assault Sulenos, this new port of Tetris, and Darius. Other than Yu Yu Hakusho over on the Japanese, this is the best sporty. I'm sorry. Somebody get in here and argue me different. I'm sorry. This lineup is fucking garbage. Like, this is like the things that they chosen, and I understand why. It's like, ain't nobody in Japan caring about Vector Man, but also we don't care about Vector Man because it's not Donkey Kong Country. It's a visual masterpiece for the Sega to be for sure, but you can't compare it to what Donkey Kong Country did to change the game, and I'm sorry. I'm like, Sonic Spinball, ain't nobody checking for Sonic Spinball. This is still a world that Disney don't even have Sonic 3. Didn't even bring that up. No Sonic and Knuckles, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh boy. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, the Asian version is murdering things. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do with myself right now. That Asian lineup is murdering anything we get. Now, it's comparable to the Japanese version because the Japanese version got some exclusives. But in this instance, if you could import both, it's like I would import the Japanese one, the Asian one, and the American one just to have the sorts of all of the games available. Just to have all of those games available, because it isn't really that much a difference between what other than other than Yu Yu Hakusho and Mega Quiz Q and things like that. I'm looking at this like I didn't want to play Echo the Dolphin today or most days of the week. I love Comic Zone. I'm like, we gonna get into that game real soon, and I'm just looking at this and like I'm saying like, we get Earthworm Jim, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, and then they finna make a third one. Shout out to Doug Apple, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm just saying, given, I'm like, I understand like what it's like, cause I'm sitting up here now because cause the reason what we talking through this and keep going through this because I'm trying to calm down because I am trying to literally understand why this is a thing. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, we all get Landstalker. We also get Beyond Oasis, which is also the Legend of Thor. You know what I'm saying? It is the story of Thor, actually. It's like the Asian version get the best of both worlds with none of this superfluous fluff in it. Well, actually, let me check that real quick because I just realized I did not see Street Fighter in here. I did not see Street Fighter. Let me double check that because. So this thing just lost the point because they don't get Street Fighter, they get Mega Man, but they don't get Street Fighter. Well, that kind of sort of makes sense. If you combine the Asian and Japanese versions, you get the majority of stuff. I really don't think they should have stopped with 40. They should have went 50. They should have went 50 because I'm like, if you went 50, I'm like, then some work could be done. So the Asian version don't get Street Fighter. So I'm glad that we worked through that. The Asian version don't get Street Fighter, but in its place, they get either Puyo Puyo or, well, actually, I would assume that if we actually gonna do the math on it, that for the Yu Yu Hakusho and like the games like the Hybrid Front and things like that they don't get, that you get your Puyo Puyos and you get your Monster Boys and Monster Worlds or whatever the hell they get. I'm surprised that they got stuck with Tanar. You know what I'm saying? That they got that in the end. I'm forever gonna be upset about Alien Soldier. Thunder Force 3. I don't believe that they get Musha less and Sonic 1 and 2. That's crazy. Like, and it's like, and you can see, like, they get the Sword of Familiar, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm salty about this Musha less right now. Because I'm like, yo, that's one of my favorite games on Sega. And it's like, I kind of understand why we didn't get it. But to know that this is Asian version, man, I can't wait for this thing to get hacked. I can't. I'm sorry. I love him too. I love you guys. I love everything that you have done to enhance my life with all the work that you do. I don't know what to feel. Like they don't get Street Fighter, and I'm fine. And given this list, I am literally fine with it being like this best of whatever, that they get a shining force instead, and they don't get stuck with Light Crusader. I'm like, this is a very great lineup. Like this lineup is a straight legit. This legit. And they get Road Rash though. And they get Strider though. It makes me wonder if they gonna come out with a second version that's kind of like what they've been doing with the Neo Geo minis, which you still can't pre-order, by the way, but hey, it's what it is. So we still got work to do, so I need to get to our main event of the evening so I can get this video up to you guys, so I can get it up to you. This bad boy. In Japan, none of this stuff actually works or anything, but you can buy a Tower of Power. So you get the Mega CD, you have the Sega, the Mega Drive Mini, you get a Super 32X, you get Sonic and Knuckles, and you get a Sonic and 1 partner stick on top of it, and you can get this for an extra $40 on top of buying it. So it's like, if you really want your Sega Mega Drive Mini to look mad legit, dude, they haven't announced anything about America getting one. But it would be dope if we did, but I highly doubt it. I would definitely import this just for my. I would get two, one for my Asian one and one for my Japanese one, because this is stupid dumb. This is stupid dumb, and like in that way that I like things to be stupid dumb. So I'm like, I saw this yesterday and I was kind of like, word, for reals, you know bullshit. Okay, fine. I see you, Block. I see you, Block. I'm like, yo, it is what it is. Alright. Y'all can bring it back to me. Y'all bring it back to me, because I need to get y'all out of here. There's one more thing I at least need to do before my day gets started. So let me move this back over here. Let me hit this button, that, and do this. Oh, man. Give me a second, please. I beg you, give me a second. I need to decompress, because I live in a world where somebody in an office thought, let's give them Light Crusader instead of Alien Soldier. That Asian lineup murdering. Our lineup is alright, but ain't nobody checking for Virtua Fighter 2, and I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. And we get shorted a game on top of that. That's crazy. I didn't read nothing that we were getting shorted a game, but hopefully some news come out and they'll fill in that blank, and if they do, I'll make a video and talk about it. Uncle Triple just needs to decompress. Cause I don't know. Oh, you're hungry. Well, while this video is uploading, I'll put something in your belly. You got plenty of food up there to eat, buddy. Don't worry about it. I got you. Okay. Okay. Alright. So. Get some water. It's a little hot in here. I don't know why. It's good. Okay. This went a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be, but that's live TV for your ass. Cause I'm like, I didn't check it last time. I forgot because I was so trying to get into like the comparison that I forgot. I don't believe I made that discovery live on a video that Alien Soldier is coming to the Asian version of this thing, and I'm just like, I still don't know what to feel. I still don't know what to feel. The Mega Drive Shock, bitch. I don't know what to feel, man. I don't know what to feel, but I gotta have that one. I gotta have that one, or somebody need to hack it ASAP so it looks just like I'm playing that version of Alien Soldier. That's all I gotta say. Cause the only differences between those versions is what it say on that title screen, and I don't know what that don't make on that Mega Drive Shock, baby. Thumbs up, Soldier. Look. We have got plenty of more show for you. Plenty of more show for you. You, give me a name. You know me. I'm, of course, the one on the triple the G.O.D, a.k.a. Mr. Who? Oh, Mr. C-O-A-C-K-C-O-C-A-I-N-A, baby. Hashtag entertainment's #1 dope, man. Always bringing you this work. Always flanked by Squish, Murder, and the crew, the congregation, man. Be praised. Bessie, Janine, the ones, the twos, the threes, the fours. We stay winning. We never losing. Throw your dubs up. Stay winning out here, baby. Look. Sit back. Relax. Stay tuned. Like I said, you know who I am. You know who they are. You know who bringing you this work. And you know we got more show after these commercial messages. Because there's something I've been meaning to get to. And we going to get to it after I feel this rumbling in my tumbling. Because y'all going to get this rumbling and tumbling. Then we going to do this other work. And we going to get on with our day. So you know what it is. More show for all of you. Bang! Right after these. Wait for it. Wait for it. Commercial messages. Feels, man. Right here in the fields. Look, y'all. More show, man. Right after these commercial messages.